It's your boy, the one and only A Switch, aka the undisputed, undefeated social distancing champion, aka Baron Zemo, but the forearm is strong. aka the serial killer or stealer. Let's go with that. aka the serial stealer. aka the nigga lip master. Bringing you yet another episode of Switch Sites, episode 99. So damn close. It would really suck if I died before 100. That's at least my personal goal. But yeah, man. Feels good. Feels great. Feels great. At least for me personally, to stick with something for so long consistently on a, surprisingly consistent basis, which I've talked about before, but I'm not going to get too much into it. These tears not going to come out just yet. Yeah. Also, in terms of the, this little reference of the serial stiller. Man, it's funny backstory. It was a dude, back in college I was cool with. We would work out and stuff, and dude is hilarious though. He's super. It's like, hey man, you look like a dude that just steals cereal. I'm like, what? I mean, I may like cereal a lot more than the average person, but you can't put that label on me. All right, I'm not a serial stealer. I at least respectfully ask people for their cereal if they want it, but I digress. It's funny that always sticks with me to this day. Man, you look like you steal cereal. I'm like, okay. Anyway, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bummed out now. Just right before I started streaming, heard, man, horrible news that DMX passed away, man. That is messed up. Passed away at 50. Apparently it was due to a drug overdose where he was, I think, just living on life support, and then I believe they said he was like in a vegetative state. So, I think they were saying that he was in that state and that they were, having to make a decision. And I'm guessing they ultimately made the decision to cut the cord on him, which is, man, that is a horrible way to go, man. So, love DMX, love his music, and man, that's heartbreaking, man. Just, I mean, a lot of artists dying, but drug overdose is really messed up, man. It's pretty sad, really sad. But anyway, let's not tread in the mood too much, but just had to give some shouts out to DMX. Man, growing up, he was very, very influential, man, in terms of, just loved his music. It hurts a lot. Anyway, without further ado, let's stop the dilly-dallying, get right into it. A lot of interesting topics happening this week. Let's see. A lot of interesting topics discussion. First big one was Hideo Kojima yet again making his way around. At least things started out, it was this. What was interesting is that it was a reference to a presentation that Phil Spencer led back in February, where I think it was just Xbox's event to some extent, or it was for, I believe it was his Xbox event, but it was cool. Like, and Phil Spencer, at least he's grown his reputation for having all these figurines and collectibles in his background that, you know, people love to dissect the hell out of and immensely speculate more than probably the average person should. But maybe there potentially could be some merit to that now. At least from that event, it was brought to people's attention that he had a Luden's figure on his back shelf, that's basically pretty much at this point, since it hasn't been directly in any games, Hideo's I guess mascot, company mascot. Yeah, that's probably the most accurate. So people were like, "Oh, was that Hideo? He's working with Xbox. He's confirmed. It's got to be." But yet he has like in the picture, he's got a Switch, Nintendo Switch. He's got, well, I mean, Watch Dogs Legion, that's on his platform. But you know, I mean, it's like, but I mean, now that I think about it, that's really one of the only standout figurines really in his collection outside of all his Xbox stuff. So I can definitely understand the speculation, since, yeah, aside from Watch Dogs Legion, that's the only like video game related you know, I guess paraphernalia, if you will, that was is on there. So, but now I think pretty much earlier today, that's kind of been, or yesterday, that's kind of been solidified. Well, I mean, maybe that's too strong of a word. The rumors substantiated a little bit more in terms of a suspicious game called Abandon for PS5, which is made by a new studio called, I think, Blue Box. Yeah, Blue Box Game Studios. But this is for PS5. So with that in mind, this is Hideo Kojima, but I guess to provide some backstory as to why people are getting suspicious about this is that for Metal Gear Solid 5, which we actually will be relevant in a couple minutes too, is that there is there was prior to the release of Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, there was a I guess publicity stunt pretty much where you know, no, it wasn't confirmed that it was Hideo at the time. It was basically this new game that it was very mysterious in terms of the team behind it. I think what at least now fake like studio is like Moby Dick Studios, I think, or something like that, where they there was supposed to be like some new game coming out from Moby Dick Studios, and come to find out, basically, long story short, that it was Hideo Kojima, and you know, they're just, gotcha, Metal Gear Solid 5, bitch, and and then, you know, Metal Gear Solid 5 happened. So based off that, people are like, oh well, Blue Box Game Studio, I guess because people haven't really necessarily heard of this studio before. It's a very, very small studio that hasn't necessarily established itself in any way, that people are like starting to suspect now that, wait a minute, we've been, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. so I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna get fooled. So people are instantly like, it's kind of crazy how like instant people were like suspicious that Hideo Kojima is this is his game or IP or whatever he's starting to make. But come to find out, supposedly, is that this actually isn't Hideo's next project. It's actually a legit game by Blue Box Game Studios. In terms of this statement here, our response to Hideo Kojima rumors. We received several emails regarding the Hideo Kojima rumor. We have no association with Hideo Kojima, nor do we claim to have any association, nor was it our intention to claim such a statement. We are a small group of developers working on a passionate title we wanted to work on for a long time. We have been assisting other studios in the past with their projects, and we wanted to work on our very first big project. While it is true that we've been working on small projects in the past, we certainly didn't use that for marketing purposes. We hope that this has clarified this matter and hope to see you all in our very first gameplay reveal of Abandon. So, yeah. It's kind of crazy, but I mean, technically they didn't have to say anything, but I think just to, I don't know, temper the fervor of people like, oh my God, Hideo's next project. Oh my God, what? Oh man, I'm so excited. Oh man, I need to know everything about Blue Box Game Studios, even though they're like totally fake. So, just very interesting, fascinating, kind of like, I don't know, I guess lens on where we're at in our current climate. I mean, I'd be amiss to not, attribute some of this to the COVID situation, and I guess presumably people getting stir crazy, cabin fever, if you will, where people are just like, oh, I don't know, oh god damn. That's traditionally what everybody is, us Hideo Kojima fan. Oh, Hideo Kojima. Literally everybody in their house right now. Hideo. Let me stop. So, I guess that was kind of backstory to at least provide that. But so, at least so far, that's all we know. But who knows? Who knows? I guess we'll find out some point. But to keep this Hideo Kojima train going, choo choo. And yes, I got my settings back, baby. So just, I mean, I don't know. This is just very weird, suspicious, and I don't know, man. So there was another update, could be totally irrelevant, but it was a recent patch for at least specifically the Series X. Oh, I see that. Yeah, that totally, I can see the suspicion. So I believe today there was a patch for the Series X version of Metal Gear Solid 5 that one upgrades it from 1.0.32 to 1.0.33, roughly 338 megabytes. So if we put the foil on the steering wheel, and then we put it up in the sky, we can get confirmation that Metal Gear is continuing. No, but I mean, that is a little suspicious. That does kind of tie back in with the Phil Spencer Ludens, sus, I guess, placement in the back of his shelf within camera view of his during that presentation back in February. So so I mean, clearly based off the facts we got, Hideo is in talks with Phil Spencer. They're having a chit chat, and clearly Microsoft is gonna buy Metal Gear completely, have the whole series come on Game Pass, and Hideo is gonna make an original series exclusively with Xbox for the next decade. So that's my suspicion, that's my speculation, that's my prediction. I know it's 100% foolproof, cannot be penetrated any way at all. So there you go. But I believe there was also confirmation that he is actually working on a project. It may not be abandoned, at least as it's PS5, but the possibility is still there either way. So who knows? Will we get to see Norman Reedus's toe jam again? Tune in next episode. Do you want to see Morgan? What is his name again? Not Morgan. Do you want to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Jeffrey I can't even. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Dingleberries. Yeah, there you go. Tune in next. No. I don't take Jeffrey D. Morgan to have dingleberries, but okay. I needed something. Okay, I'm sorry, Jeffrey D. Morgan. Don't hurt me. I'm sorry. I love you. I hate you and love you at the same time. You know what I mean, Jeffrey. We've talked before. So, very curious though. What is I guess what his next project could be. At least partially, I suspect it could be something to do with Ludens. Maybe actually utilizing that character. But we'll see. The time is yet to arrive. Yeah, probably the E3 this summer. Whether it's E3 or, Summer Games of Fest. I think that's when we'll at least know what Hideo's next project is. So yeah, so sorry, just had to put my tinfoil hat on for a bit, but let me take it off real quick. Moving on. Norman Reedus, Toe Jam. I'm sorry as well, Norman Reedus. I love you too. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't hurt me. I mean, you can't, but so. Probably the moment I've definitely been waiting for a long time. It is, that rumor we talked about maybe, I don't even know, probably months ago, but regarding Streets Rage 4 DLC. Well, come to find out, we got it, and it's called Mr.X Nightmare Streets Rage 4. Or I guess just Mr.X Nightmare. So, I mean, Oh yeah. I'm sorry. That was necessary. We had to celebrate that moment. So, one of the most perfect games ever is gonna get more perfect, and I'm all here for it. I'm here for every bite, every megabyte, every literal bite. I mean the Switch carts taste nasty, but you know what? For Streets of Rage 4, I'd lick it. I'd put it in my mouth for like maybe a minute, and that's saying a lot because they do that thing, I guess, for kids to put that coat in so kids won't eat it. Like, ugh, I don't want it. So I don't know where we go with that. Point is, Streets of Rage 4, at least personally, one of my definitely my game of the year of last year, is actually getting additional content that everybody who played the game wants. I mean, we're getting Estelle. We getting Estelle. Okay, first and foremost, probably one of the most, at least, characters that come to recent memory that like, man, I want to play her, but I can't. But now the blue balls, they gonna be satiated now. We gonna get Estelle to play as within this DLC. Towards the end, they also did hint at 3 other characters, but it's the silhouettes are clearly like dead obvious that it's at least other characters that we wanted to play but weren't able to in the main game. Max, what's his last name? Max Steel? No, I'm thinking of that that cartoon, the 3D cartoon thing. But whoa, man, I forgot, what is his name? Max. It's gonna kill me. I gotta know. What is his name? Max. It's something. Max Hatchet? Max Thunder Hatchet? Really? I think it's most people call him Max Thunder. But Max Hatchet is like his government name? Oh, okay. I guess. So we got Max. Then we'll probably get Shiva, Streets of Rage 4 Shiva. I'm very curious to see how, man, yeah. That alone. I'm in. And then oh my God. My mouth is watering because I'm just so turned on by this. But new game modes, at least they talked about training mode with a tutorial. Mania Plus. Like, well, if Mania wasn't hard, hey, we got Mania Plus for you. If you want to rip your hair out. But new color palettes for characters and more cool stuff according to their Twitter. So it's literally all the things I wanted personally. Big ones was Estelle Aguirre. I believe that's her. I'm sorry if I butchered it. And training mode. Those are the 2 biggest ones I wanted. But man, I am about to. That training mode is about to be played. Personally, hey, I'm about to play the hell out of that training mode. But man, it's good they're listening to fan feedback. I know I submitted my feedback as well in terms of things I wanted to see in a DLC, and man, they are freaking delivering. Let me tell you, my goodness, they are delivering. A couple interesting aspects too. Apparently, and let me look at this trailer too. You don't mind me? I'm gonna look at this trailer just to refresh my memory and also bask in the greatness that is Streets of Rage 4. As you probably can tell, I am a Streets of Rage 4 advocate. But at least the premise of this DLC is pretty interesting too. So Mr.X Nightmare. So it definitely seems like a maybe not necessarily non-canon, but I guess non-canon DLC where it's like, I guess at least in the trailer they show Dr. Zan, who's controlling, and you see like the Streets of Rage 4 people in the back in a, you know, traditional conventional mind control machine, or I don't know, matrix like machine. And yeah, it definitely is prepped up that the premise is something of their, I guess, in a cyber reality and trying to, oh, it's all clicking now. See, I guess spoilers for like what, a 20, 30-year-old game by now, 25. So Streets of Rage 3 had, what's his name, Mr.X, where they kind of went off the deep end, to be honest, at least from a story perspective. But Mr.X got revived, but he was turned into an android where his brain was in a controlling a robot, on some like Ninja Turtles Craigs type shit. But so he was defeated, and that was pretty much it. But I guess what, maybe somebody reconstructed Mr. X now, so now he's like in the cyberspace, or maybe the kids, his kids X and Y, may have gotten him and, you know, reconstructed him, and now the Streets of Rage team has to come back and fight for the streets, but but the cybernetic streets, and bring justice cybernetic justice. That would be a cool. I wouldn't even be mad at that if that was a subtitle. I gotta do it. Gotta explore it. Streets of Rage 4 Cybernetic Justice. I like that a lot. Not gonna lie to you. Not even gonna lie to you. I like that. I like and appreciate that a lot. So cool. So that actually is pretty dope. Actually, I'm kind of with that. At least based off the levels and stuff they were showing too. Yeah, so they're showing like new moves. Blaze is doing like a double Shikoko. I think that's how it, Shikoko. Shikoko. And then what is her name? Oh, Cherry. She's doing like, is she doing three? Yeah, doing 3 guitar slams. Like, I think traditionally she can only do one. Adam doing this dope uppercut. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all gonna excuse me because I'm gonna gush. I'm gonna gush on this. So his uppercut seems to be amplified. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. It seems like his uppercut has some additional properties where it's like lifting people higher than usual. And it's showing like some of his greenness. Some of that greenness that he be giving off because he's so ill. Yeah, that's interesting. And they seem to be going level to, they're like teleporting. And yeah, they're showing Estelle. Oh, she's looking pretty good too. My goodness. Let me look at her combo real quick. Oh, she looks really good. Oh, yes. And yeah, she got this damn knife combo. My God. Oh, yes. Yeah, Axel has this like, it kind of is reminiscent of his Streets of Rage 3 star move, where it has like a very big window, and it's, yeah, amplified. So that seems to be the theme. Yeah, you got Floyd with, when he does his smash, is it Thunder Smash? Thunder Smash. And it seems to be he can hold it. New weapons, got the precious swordfish making his triumphant return. I don't think it's I think it's his debut. I don't think it's ever been in a Streets of Rage game. Yes. And let me not mention the awesome soundtrack. I'm loving this soundtrack they using already. Ugh. I guess that's her special. She calls in the cops. They got oh Oh, this is good. So Adam is doing his spin kick, but now it has the property of a whole damn tornado. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My God. Nipples officially hard. Not even gonna lie. Yeah, at the end they're showing they revealed Estelle. Yeah, clearly the second person looks like Max. The third person definitely is Shiva. They definitely match the silhouettery. But one other takeaway that I realized is that there's also the characters seem to have what looks similar to the star move system from Streets of Rage 3, where basically if you got a certain amount of points and don't lose a life, you gain a star, which basically modifies your what is it, your rush move, which is basically your forward punch move. Where Axel's is as famous as a grand upper. I gotta do it. I'm sorry. Grand upper. So yeah, for example, for Axel, his grand upper, he would do his first level would be his grand upper has more range, so it goes further. I think the second one, it does more hits, so it goes further and does more hits. And then the third one goes further, does more hits, and goes up. And gives more range that way too. So it was pretty fun. Pretty well, let me preface for Bare Knuckle, which is the Japanese version of Street Rage, that is way easier than the US version of Street Rage 3, which is just damn near impossible to get any star moves unless you put that put it on like booty easy. Like that's the next level below easy, booty easy. Yeah, that yeah. Nightmares for how ridiculously hard and kind of put me off Street Race 3, but after playing Bare Knuckle and the cut content, Ash, bringing Ash back, I'm not going to talk about who that is. I'm going to just let you Google that, but oh man, we could see Ash too. That'd be kind of, I'm nerding out right now. The nerd boner is pretty high. I'm sorry. I'm just I the only way to get rid of it is to let it out. Wow, where do we go? I digress. Oh man. So clearly you could tell I am very excited for Mr.X Nightmare. I know a lot of pretty big Street Rage 4 fans definitely are looking forward to it as well. So I want it. I need it desperately. Oh, there's a new survival mode with weekly challenge. They really want me to play this forever, and I just might. New enemies. I forgot about like the draw boarded enemies as well that weren't in the main game, that you can at least tell they're definitely could potentially be in the next this DLC. And then oh my god, it's so much stuff. It's a character customization where you can build your own fighting style with new moves. That is gonna be, oh my god, the potential of that. If God Hand is any indication, I want it. I want it so bad. I really do. Really, really do. Yeah, I hope it's maybe, yeah, if it's similar to God Hand to some extent, maybe not too much, but if you can, like, I would assume you can modify your star moves, modify your rush moves, and maybe your general combos. Oh my god. The game I thought was perfect is getting more perfect, man. I can't take it. Okay. I think that's enough gushing for now. We'll have to wait until the game comes out, and then I'll gush more. And but It's so good. Please do yourself a favor. If you are a fan of beat 'em ups, I guess. I mean, I'm personally a big fan of beat 'em ups, so maybe that's partially my bias. But I mean, as a beat 'em up fan, this is the beat 'em up of all beat 'em ups. This is the beat 'em up I would recommend you would play if you haven't already. Yeah. Ugh. Now I kind of want to play Street Rage 4 now. Hey, I just might. Moving on. Um, oh, 50. I am trying to deliberately do my time codes. I guess there should be a better way to do that, but I'll figure it out at some point. No More Heroes 3. I gotta do it. No More Heroes 3. So we got a trailer today. Well, actually, there was a whole event that Suda51 actually did that included a lot of details. I actually gotta still watch that, but I did catch the trailers and some of the news that came out. So good. At least from gameplay wise, and at least the 6-minute trailer that dropped today. I am loving everything I saw. The dark step, pretty much just a continuation, evolution of No More Heroes 1 and 2. And it's great. Travis is suplexing people. He's even suplexing a damn alligator. Come on now. How can you not like somebody suplexing an alligator? I mean, no offense to alligators. I mean, I don't touch them. They don't touch me. But in a game context, you can suplex a damn alligator. How many games you can say you can do that? Suplexing alligators. I'm just saying. Okay. So also, I believe just kind of the rundown of the whole event. They did show Shinobu. Yes, master. I got it. Let me try it. It's going to be weird.
Yes, master.
That does not work for me. Let me stay in my lane. Shinobu, and Bad Girl, who, you'll understand some things if you played the previous game. I'm not going to spoil stuff like that, but they are confirmed, I guess, presumably playable characters. I bet you Henry's going to probably be in there to some extent. Part-time jobs are confirmed coming back. They do have their very niche aspect that I do like and appeal. Probably only gonna play like 2 or 3 games that I like the most, again, over and over again, to get money. Jean mini games, at least in the trailer, she looking a little chunky, so she might need to put her to work again. I think if you got her really skinny, you would get an ability. I think the one ability where you can like shake the nunchuck to do a quick attack. I could be wrong. Death Glove, which we saw in No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Again. So it looks like they showed in some of the previous trailers, that's getting fleshed out as well. And the suplexes, wrestling moves are back. I believe from what they're saying, it's I'm guessing mocapped by the wrestler Akira Maeda. Dr. Naomi, which was she's a pretty attractive woman for a video game. We have to state the obvious, but she could also have she does have a tree, so I'm curious how that's going to play out, if you can do or modify specific attributes to a weapon, like to make a weapon lighter versus heavier, a different combo string that maybe favors different enemies. The potential is there for sure. This is pretty interesting. They said something might happen if you have save data from the past No More Hero games. So it's good to incentivize people to play the wonderful ports of No More Heroes 1 and 2 that are currently on the Switch right now. I'm curious what that save data is. What treat are you gonna get? It's probably, I hope it's something very not meta, but very fan servicey. That would totally make sense. What is this? Inyo Esano of Oyasumi Pun Pun fame design new type Kamui. So I guess they designed a new enemy type. Okay. Oh yeah, I think it's a new character. That's cool. Yeah, I want it all. I want it all. I really do. I can't wait. August 27th, I believe, is the release date. I'm loving everything about it. Yeah, it's everything I wanted in the Normal Hero sequel. Yeah, straight up evolution of all the game mechanics, and yeah, it's gonna be great. Fantastic. Got it. Fantastic. So, Dead Rising reference if you didn't. Nice. I'm not gonna gush too much, but I think I gushed enough. Moving on. So E3 2021, aka Electronic Entertainment Experience, is getting, or actually confirmed some attendees that actually is back in the event, more or less, which is interesting. I'll say that. But it is also interesting, at least the support it's still getting. So those people are Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two Interactive, Warner Brothers, and Koch Media, and more to come. So that's actually, at least personally, those are a lot of companies I'm definitely interested in. So at least as far as this event is concerned, E3 is not dead yet, because I would say like it be officially done if nobody actually was attending this, or very small amount, and at least potentially more people outside of that. I guess obviously the big elephant in the room is no PlayStation. I don't think they fully confirmed. Well, I mean, it's obvious that they're definitely going to do their own thing if they haven't confirmed at this point. But or maybe I'm not sure. I don't think they confirmed, but either way, I think they're probably teaming up with maybe Jeff Summer Game Fest potentially, or maybe just doing their own game event, and probably maybe letting E3 stream it to some extent through their channels, if you will. But pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Now, probably if there's another E3, I'm definitely gonna probably make it a point to at least attend it, if I'm able to, one last time. Well, for me, the first time. I've never been able to necessarily attend E3 before, so just as a history, I don't know, thing more or less, I definitely at least plan to, if the stars align in terms of if they actually let you, or if they even open it up to public anymore. But we'll see. At least it is surprising E3 is not dead. I'm not dead yet. So interesting stuff. Moving on. So Street Fighter 5, they had a spring update video, about 30 minutes, I believe. I caught at least some highlights here and there. But yeah, they had some interesting stuff. They showed Rose, who's from Street Fighter Alpha. She seemed to have a lot of interesting move sets, I guess, compared to like Street Fighter 4 and Alpha, which I guess it seems like it's definitely leaning more towards Alpha than Street Fighter 4, at least from my experience of I guess purely fighting against her, not necessarily fighting as her. But she seems cool. She seems cool. Who I'm more interested in though is Oro, who I think we just got a lot of more gameplay of during this as well, and he looks pretty good. He looks pretty damn interesting. Still keeping that I guess a rule of only fighting with one hand. I think there's a terminology for that, which does not come to mind, but. So at least his hand was tied behind his back in Street Fighter 3, but now it's a it's a turtle he's balancing throughout the whole match where he's fighting, which is definitely interesting. That alone, I'm like, okay, I have to try and play with him, see how I like him. So I definitely see myself playing with him when he comes out. And then they also, I think, which was kind of unexpected. I don't think a lot of people were necessarily expecting. They showed actually gameplay of Akira, how she plays. At least somebody who hasn't. I'm familiar with Rival Schools, but haven't necessarily played the fighting games. But she seems to be pretty faithful to her original series counterpart, which is cool. I saw a random video where there's I guess her assist is I think his name is Kazuma. I'm assuming from that series where I guess he's just assisting and like just obliterates Dan. At least they show in the video. He's like, oh, all right, my job is done here. I'll see you later. All right, see you at class at 5. Alrighty. Do they have class at 5? See you class at 10 a.m. All right. I'll see you then. So interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I've still not dived into Street Fighter 5 yet. I messed with the updates they made with this edition. With of course, I'ma still believe in Alex even though nobody else will. But it was interesting. Some potential, but not enough to like fully get me into it, and I guess fully go to work on it if you know what I mean. So we'll see. Looks promising though. It looks promising. It does. Moving on. So and probably like, what in the hell news, MLB The Show 21, which we talked about I think last episode. But come to find out now, MLB The Show 21, it is so weird, is coming to Game Pass day one. So I guess to, put in perspective how weird that is, MLB The Show, which is a game developed by PlayStation Studios, so solely pretty much PlayStation, coming to Xbox. First and foremost, that's just weird in and of itself, something that's exclusive to PlayStation coming to Xbox. And on top of that, is exclusive to Game Pass. And what is mind-boggling is the fact that it's exclusive to Game Pass, and therefore making the PlayStation 5 version look not necessarily irrelevant, but inadequate in comparison, because PlayStation doesn't necessarily have an equivalent to Game Pass. So technically you could play MLB The Show 21 for free if you got Game Pass, but you don't have that option on PlayStation 5, which is so weird. And just the fact that I'm having a hard time fathoming that PlayStation was like, yeah, that's fine. And then Xbox, oh, okay, all right. And then even what makes it even weirder is that like in the promotional material and stuff, you see Xbox, the Xbox logo, whole thing spiel, and then you get PlayStation Studios like right after it. Like, what? It's like, what? Like, does not compute. My PlayStation does not play nice with Xbox. I almost blew a gasket, but it is weird, man. I mean, of course, the cross-play stuff now that a lot of games are starting to pick up on. I've got used to that, which I'm definitely thankful for. That's one awesome, I guess, addition with now multiple platforms playing nice with each other. But this is just very weird to me. That, I don't know, maybe this is a sign for things to come, like how PlayStation, Xbox are playing nice now. It's like it was totally weird that, like, the Blu-ray format, where 360 had their own like HD DVD format and they're trying to combat PlayStation, but now it's like, which I think we always forget that I think technically Microsoft pays PlayStation to use, or Sony pays Sony to use their Blu-ray format for games, which is funny, like, when you think about it. Then PlayStation is using planning to use Microsoft servers for stuff. It's weird that, like, I guess at least growing up where, you have Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis does what Nintendo don't, and now it's like the companies are playing nice, which is like, I guess obviously I definitely am happy with it, but I mean, my biggest concern is that come down the road that, like, let's say Xbox and PlayStation are teaming up to be the place to Xbox. And then, now there wouldn't really be any motivation for competition, potential of a monopoly to some extent could happen. And then it's like, I guess the gamers will suffer for it. But I mean, I think they're picking their battles. MLB The Show, I don't think is a game that at least a lot of people are like crazy about, or like, to the magnitude of other games. But I mean, I know there's a lot of baseball fans too, so it's just weird, man. It's just weird. I guess it was just as weird as crossplay was kind of for a lot of games too. So I guess this too shall pass in the best way possible. So just have to talk about how, like, surreal this is in general, though. Just that literally PlayStation, like, and Xbox, Microsoft talked and, like, got their exclusive title on Xbox. But I guess, I don't know, maybe just because of this game, and that there is kind of a more or less a monopoly in terms of the, like, baseball game genre. So I don't know, man. Shit is surreal, man. Shit is surreal. What is life right now? We're in a pandemic. People turn into aliens and stuff. Okay, I made that. Anyway, moving on. In, I guess, somewhat unrelated news, more or less, pretty much related, but man, we finally got it. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 has been animated, or is being animated. I'm not sure what that terminology means in the anime world. As somebody who's like foot is lightly in the anime Kool-Aid. Well, no, that's nasty. Don't put your foot. This is just a PSA. Don't put your foot in Kool-Aid. Don't do it. Nobody wants Toe Jam in their Kool-Aid, even if it's Norman Reedus's. All right. I mean, You know what? I mean, some Norman Reedus fans they might, willingly. let's be honest. Um, what I digress. So yeah, so JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, who the last season, Golden Wind, I could totally be butchering that, with Giorno Giovanna. Uh, I'm clearly an anime fan, you know. See, I pronounced that correctly, right? Um, yeah, so I think they had an event, a live stream event, and they officially revealed that the anime adaptation of Stone Ocean is going to be produced. So it's been a pretty long period, probably not as long as Attack on Titan, and now they extended it, but that's a whole other thing. But at least now, I think it's good that we get confirmation that JoJo's is coming back with this season. Somebody who hasn't read the manga, I've only specifically watched the anime. It's probably of the anime I've watched so far, which is not a lot, is definitely top 5 for sure. Maybe is it? Actually, it might be 1 for me at the moment. Having not watched a lot of, essential anime yet, or I guess quote unquote essential anime. It's one that I've always resonated and stuck with me, that I really wanted to see throughout, which I totally did. I love the kookiness, zaniness, and just craziness that is bizarre. So it's just at least great to get some confirmation that we'll get some more of that JoJo's. I guess this one is Jolene Kojo, the daughter of Jotaro Kojo, great granddaughter of Joseph Joestar. So and I guess the initial plot is she's in jail after being framed for manslaughter. So I hear it's a lot of, it touches on some very touchy stuff, if you will. Not to spoil anything, but I'm very interested to see how they, at least from an animated perspective, how they handled that. I know from I assume with like manga and like, published works, comics, you can get away with a lot more stuff that you generally wouldn't get away with in like, traditional TV, I guess, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to it though. You best believe I'm gonna watch. You best believe I'm invested. So I had to gush about that because people, everybody was in the dark about that. Like, hey, can I get my JoJo's, please? Of course, you can read the manga, but I don't got time for that. I'm sorry. Okay, Berserk, I did actually. I really had some time for that, but I don't know. At this point, it's like when you're so into the anime, it's like now you don't. It feels like taboo that you're kind of spoiling it. Maybe with the exception that if the series is no longer running or they're ending at this particular arc or whatever. So either way, JoJo's is back, baby. What was the doom 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 doom? I'm not doing it justice, but no way. I'm clearly a fan of the Stardust Crusaders arc, but anyway, that concludes the news for this week. Let's get into what I've been playing, which it's it's been Monster Hunter. Big surprise, but it's been Monster Hunter. Playing more of that Monster Hunter. I'm probably like 90 hours in now. I guess since the last episode. So been putting in that work. I'm just saying. It is great. Monster Hunter World. I mean, Rise. I'm getting confused. Monster Hunter Rise is great. I want to say I touched on the online, but man, the online is pretty damn good. I don't think I emphasized that enough, how good the online is for a Nintendo Switch game, which I think it's been pretty damn flawless from my experience. Maybe with the caveat of just playing with somebody from super far away, but outside of that, it's been damn near flawless, really. It's probably the best online experience I've had on the Nintendo Switch for sure. Which I think is saying a lot, because there's a decent amount of online games that are, I guess passable, but not necessarily like substantial. But I was like, man, this is really good, and it goes to show, since this is they like literally restructured their infrastructure for this game, or I guess it was the catalyst for them to start restructuring their online interface on the Nintendo Switch for this game. And if this is any indication, it for sure paid off. Just amazed by how, I guess it's hard to fathom how like efficient their matchmaking is. Especially compared to something like of a higher scale like Monster Hunter World. But it just is really good. Like, in terms of like finding people for quests, I think they really handled it very well. It's way more easier than like World, even, I think, because I remember World being way more obtuse than Rise, where like literally like, you have a quest in mind that you want to complete, and you have to do that quest specifically. You just select that quest. You can either post it where people can join, or you can join as help to join other people's quests that are doing that same quest at that time. Where I remember Monster Hunter World was way more convoluted, where I think you can only look for quests that had the specific monster, or it had to be an event, or a traditional quest or something like that. It just seemed to be way more convoluted than it needed to be, but Monster Hunter seemed to just squash all that out. And I guess that's the thing too. Like, I think that maybe helped Monster Hunter Rise is that it doesn't have the, I guess, grab bag of miscellaneous event quests that kind of I don't know, confuses and mixes up like being able to matchmake in a certain quest and stuff like that, if that makes sense. Where overall it just makes sense. It's like, why didn't you do this in the first place, Monster Hunter? But hey, they must have their reasons, right? So I'm not gonna debate it, not gonna fight it. They just probably must have their reasons that I just don't understand, don't know. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, man, just literally of all my time playing, I've never been disconnected. I've never been disconnected myself. That wasn't my fault, where like our internet went out. Like, come to find out, it actually wasn't anything to do with Nintendo. It's like our literal internet went out. So can't even say that. Yeah, it's very good. I mean, of course, it's a co-op game, which I assume the network infrastructure is a little bit easier to manage, which I think I might have touched on before, but I think it definitely deserves some merit how like wonderful Worlds Online is, because it is impeccable, at least from that, as well as the quality of life stuff, where you don't have to do urgent quests 4 times, or have to do it for every person, or a person has to host it and stuff like that. So it's great. At least outside of that, I've been also playing the Rampage mode more. I forgot, I did actually technically I think beat the game. I'm pretty sure. I mean, Monster Hunter is very weird about like not necessarily making things conclusive, if you will, where it's like I felt like I beat it, but I wasn't quite sure. But I think that's because they're like leaving it open because, you know, obviously they announced that there's a new monsters coming out with, you know, some of the gradual updates. And of course the hunter rank cap is currently still locked, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna unlock that. You know, one of the, I think the next update that's coming out as well. So but yeah, overall as a whole, I've thoroughly and currently thoroughly enjoying yeah, this Monster Hunter. It's, I have to say, yeah, it feels like the best Monster Hunter yet, because it has a lot of the qualities I liked about Ultimate, Generations Ultimate, and pretty much fused that with World, while on top of that, even added more quality of life improvements to the game, which I think all together like combined to make it a really, really fantastic and the best Monster Hunter yet. I feel could definitely confidently say that best Monster Hunter yet. The mobility, I guess it may be subjective depending on who you ask, but easier in a lot of areas, especially with the wire bug system, where other scenarios where it's like, oh, I'm dead. you can like, it's literally a get out of jail free card, which is I personally don't mind it, but I know maybe some more, I guess, traditional Monster Hunter purists may not, or may, you know, make that, I guess, observation. So yeah, I mean, it's great though. At least now, I guess technically we're in the you're in the end game now. I've pretty much been trying to get some really good weapons. This one really awesome weapon that Gaijin Hunter at least brought to my attention, because I'm loving the hunting horn. I think a lot of people are now. Is trying to get this really awesome rampage horn that like does what, health regeneration, health recovery large, and then I think large earplugs, which is all that together, man. It's like literally don't have to bring any potions to the quest, which is surreal for a Monster Hunter game. But yeah, I've also been been roughly bouncing around hunting horn, long sword, and switch axe. Actually, I've been trying to embrace the switch axe more. Really loving pretty much all of them collectively. I'm just trying to get like the best, most damaging weapon for each one, which has been a fun experience too. So yeah, man, Monster Hunter World. If you've not gotten into Monster Hunter, or I've never played a Monster Hunter game before, looking to get into Monster Hunter, I think this is definitely probably the best entry point for sure to get into Monster Hunter, and you know, see if you actually like it or not. It's good. Put up, damn, like 90 hours in this. That's, for somebody like me, that's pretty crazy, to be honest. As somebody who, well, it depends on the type, but like at least JRPGs, RPGs in general, just knowing ahead of time, like, hey, you're gonna spend like 90 hours playing this game. Like, oh no, but maybe it's just how Monster Hunter presents itself, makes it feel more accessible, not as I guess intrusive. I don't know, maybe that's what added to it. But I mean, Monster Hunter is kind of similar to Call of Duty in a sense, where it's like Call of Duty, you could like play a game or two and feel like satiated, if that makes sense. Like, oh man, yeah, I feel fulfilled with like my gaming for the day, you know, which I think you kind of get that same feel. Like you can play one or two hunts, roughly like 15 minutes, depending on the, like, I guess, difficulty or type of hunt. But yeah, it's really good. And yeah, so like I was saying, I've been playing the rampage mode a little bit more now, because some of the like end game stuff and like drops are like pretty much locked behind that mode. At first I wasn't too giddy about it, but now the more I'm playing it, I am liking it a bit more. Feels a little bit more fun than at least it initially felt, which I'm digging. Just shooting monsters. Who knew shooting people would be fun? It is. I'm here to tell you, it is fun. So, yeah, I think outside of that, yeah, that's pretty much literally all I've been doing gaming wise. So, yeah, let's move on to what I've been watching, which has been, if I can move my mouse. Which has been what has it been actually? See, I have to take notes because otherwise I forget. We didn't watch. No, that wasn't there. Walking Dead, man. So this last episode last Sunday, I think technically is the Walking Dead season like cadence is very weird now. I guess now with I think this is season 10 and then season 11 is the last season. So I don't know if this is the end of season 10 and then season 11 starts. It's a jarble mess, but either way, I think regardless, this is the mid-season finale, or it was, but basically it's Here's Negan, which I think I talked about briefly before, but basically gives you the backstory of Negan, before him being with the Saviors. before little pig. Oh, that feels like my first time doing that. I've actually not literally impersonated that. Little pig. Oh man, that's funny. I like it though. I love it so much. But little pig. That's taking me out. That's taking me out more than it should, but it is. Yeah, so this episode showed the backstory of Negan before he became the Negan we knew in season 6. Yeah, it was really good. It was pretty good. I hate it though at the same time because like, kind of like to not spoil The Last of Us Part 2 kind of takes that similar angle where they're like, hey, this person actually meant well, just ran across some of the wrong people and wrong thing at the wrong time, and hey, now he's killing people, or something like that. But it's valid. I mean, spoilers for The Walking Dead if you are watching, which I assume a lot of you aren't. So, it shows Lucille, obviously, who's named after his famous bat, but or vice versa, who's his famous bat is named after. Basically show their story where she has cancer, and basically he's trying to keep her alive and keep her through, I believe, chemotherapy throughout the zombie outbreak, where I think they said that she was possibly on the brink of overcoming it, or winning the battle with it. But of course, things didn't work out, more or less, and it was pretty sad. I think it's actually Jeffrey Dean Morgan's wife in real life that actually does play Lucille, I believe. So that was cool. Have to bring out probably, at least personally, the biggest highlight for me in that episode. So they also go go back further before the outbreak, before everything went down. You know, so come to find out, Negan was gym teacher, and I think they explained why, because he was like, some dude wouldn't shut up when they were trying to play his their song on a jukebox or something like that, and then come to find out, the dude, he beat his ass because he wouldn't shut up, and took his money to pay them back for the time that he took from them playing the song on the jukebox. Come to find out, I think he was a superintendent and they got him fired or whatever. So they cut to him at and Lucille coming home, and this dude, freaking Negan, playing some Gears of War on the Xbox 360, and it's like, come on now, you can't do that to me. You can't do that to me. Like, I like Negan, but at the same time, I still, I think everybody has that slight resentment for the events that happened in season 6 of Walking Dead. But it's like, man, you play Gears of War, and you talking shit too on the dude on other. Man, that's I do kind of like you more now. It's like a hesitant like admiration for somebody. It's like, I shouldn't like you, but I kind of like you more now that you playing Gears of War. It's like kind of like feels like a niche game, but yeah, it's funny too. It's like, consider Negan is in Tekken. I thought you'd think that'd be like a dead given that he'd be playing Tekken, but Tekken didn't come out. I think Tekken 5 was the Tekken at that time. Yeah, 05, 06, because Gears of War came out in 06. Yeah, so I guess that Tekken 5, technically they could have still pulled that off, but they at least reference it. But that's making me suspicious as to, maybe are we gonna get Negan in Gears of War? Little pig. I would want that. I'm not gonna lie. I would want that. He just do an execution. He probably, no, if he was gonna do an execution, yeah, they'd have to. That you just, what are you even doing if you bring a Negan into Gears and he's not doing his, like, what was his line? It's like, this isn't gonna, what was it? It was something like, don't cry, don't laugh, or something like that. Don't cry, don't laugh. This is gonna hurt, or something like that. I don't know. I'm totally butchering that phrase, but you get the idea. Yeah, that would just be an injustice. You can't have Negan in Gears and not have him do his famous line of some sort. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I don't know why. I guess my best impression is to make it sound like a pastor, but the Saviors, they kind of have some of that too. But it is kind of crazy to see his backstory, and then, now, at least during the Savior like time frame, where, he basically put up this whole front, and there was like the one strand that broke, and now it's always that one strand, that final straw that makes him just lose it on the deep end, which I think to some extent you can kind of identify with, of course, but little pig. Okay. Yeah, so pretty great finale, because I think a lot of people, including myself, were dying to see kind of Negan before the events of Walking Dead. Well, especially now that he's not, or he's like a bad man turned good now, so there's that angle too. But yeah, so of course, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, this episode was pretty damn good too. Last episode, of course we got we cannot forget the highlight that's probably memed to smithereens on Twitter now. Got Baron Zemo with the arm pump with The arm pump. I love it. I love it very much. Y'all don't know how much I love it. The arm pump. Oh, that forearm gonna get tired, man. He need to stop. He need to stop. He need to stop with the forearm. He need to stop it. That forearm can only go for so long. It can only go for so long. So in this episode, we actually went to, I think, Majula. I think I'm probably butchering that, but you know what I mean. Is that you watching that Falcon Winter Soldier? Ain't they supposed to be going to that Majula? So they go to Majula, and I think they come across not Peggy Carter, the daughter of Peggy Carter, I think. And they're basically, well, I guess they initially broke Zemo out, and then they're trying to find who makes the serum. They eventually find that person. Zemo just busts his ass, and then well, you know, there you go. But I mean, spoilers, but the end definitely has some interesting potential in terms of where they're gonna go. But now basically the be moved from was it Civil War, or I think it was Civil War, maybe the Winter Soldier, but she comes back. She's like, hey, that is what she said. She's like, I must kill Zemo, move or be moved. That's totally not it either, but basically she comes and says, like, you know, Zemo must die, or she must avenge King T'Chaka for, you know, what happened in Civil War. Yeah, Civil War. So yeah, so boy, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen tonight. Well, tonight I always watch it at midnight. So, but oh man, so good. I mean, based off Zemo alone, the pump alone, the pump in the club alone. That's it. It's like, all right, you take my money, Disney Plus. They also, I think recently, they also, hey guys, you like Baron Zemo pumping his fist? Well, here's an hour of it. So like literally on I think is it Disney Plus's channel? But basically, if you look up on YouTube, there's like a full hour of Baron Zemo's dance scene for you to enjoy, which is awesome because people are like, release the Zemo cut, release the Zemo cut, please release the Zemo cut. All right. Literally an hour of Baron Zemo pumping his fist. It's not, but it's funny to suspect. My forearm can only go for so long. That's in my head canon. That's what he's saying. My forearm can only go for so long. That's kind of I tried to go Russian, but it was a little more African. Let me try it. I'm gonna try it. It's gonna probably be horrible, but I can only go for so long. No, I cannot. I can only go. No, let me stop. This is pitiful. Also, Invincible episode 4. Yeah, 4. What happened in this episode? Damn, I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, they basically are trying to form or further solidify that their superhero team to replace the team that is no longer, for, you know, some very apparent reasons, if you watch the show, which is cool. And then man, there were some bombs, and I'm trying to remember. It was good. It was really good though. I guess the only thing I really remember that stuck with me was like they got the clones out. Somebody got the clones out, but then come to find out it was actually spoilers. Come to find out it was what's his name? Robot. And then on top of that, come to find out Robot is actually a person, which I think, at least myself, I wasn't aware. I thought he was just like literally a robot, but he was actually controlled by somebody who's actually, oh yeah, that was another stinger at the end, that he was actually like taking blood samples from people, I think, to presumably make some serum that would cure whatever like ailment he has, because he's like pretty much a vegetable like floating in a pond or tub, at least when we saw him. So pretty good. I remember that episode being really damn good. I think it was also, oh yeah, where Omega, I'm just gonna call him Omega Man, I know I'm butchering it, but Omega Man's wife, she's like suspicious of what he did, that, you know, could have caused you know, why the demon investigator was investigating him. And, you know, well, come to find out, the demon guy helped them, but he basically penalized them for whatever reason, I guess to play the long game. And then, you know, come to find out that they are now at least suspicious and suspect that he actually did what he did. So now there's that coming into play too. So now there's that whole factor now, which is going to be very interesting. Very looking forward to episode 5 for sure. So outside of that, pretty much all of what I've been up to in that respect. So with all that being said, I think that will conclude episode 99 Switches Sites podcast. Yeah, man, boy, crazy stuff. Well, guys, so that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching / listening. If you do like, in love, whatever, hate, I guess, I don't know, the show, feel free to like, rate, and subscribe on your favorite podcasting platforms. Pretty much everywhere now that I could think of. I mean, any other platforms I'm not, feel free to let me know. I can definitely do my best to get that going. Also, you can also catch me live on Twitch TV / A-Switch, where I generally stream, record live the podcast. Ideally from, I don't know, 6 to 8ish. At least this episode's more on the late end, but yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else, because I always forget to pimp myself. I feel like there's something I'm missing. YouTube. Oh yeah. You can also catch me on youtube.com/aswitch, where I do upload the archive of this podcast as well on YouTube. For those of you that like to listen on YouTube, that is available as well. You can also follow me on Twitter at aswitch. If you see a butt cheek, yeah, I didn't do it. Mainly games and just random stuff of that nature. But yeah, guys, until next time, episode 100. Don't cough. Don't touch people that don't want to be touched. Get your game on. Oh yeah. Nobody's safe.